What if there was a specific kind of rice that didn't just avoid raising your blood sugar, but actually helped keep it steady? Have you ever thought the rice on your plate might be quietly making your glucose worse, even when you're doing everything else right? Some people really try hard. They stop eating sugar, give up soda, make healthier choices, but still struggle with high blood sugar. And no one tells them that the problem might be coming from something that seems harmless: rice. Now, this doesn't mean you need to stop eating rice completely. The truth is, there are types of rice that actually help keep your blood sugar more stable, give you steady energy, and even protect your heart, kidneys, and nerves. Today, you'll learn about 6 kinds of rice and rice alternatives that can truly help people living with diabetes. You'll see how they work in your body, and you'll also understand what no one really explains about choosing and preparing these foods the right way. Before we go any further, I want to invite you to do something simple that can really change how you take care of your health. Hit that subscribe button, write "rice for diabetes" in the comments, and once this video ends, check out our playlist focused on diabetes. If I see your comment, I'll leave a heart on it. This small step helps us bring more content like this your way, and it also helps this video reach the people who really need it. Make sure you stay with me until the end, because I'm going to share a special guide that shows you easy and different recipes using the types of rice we'll talk about. Now let me ask you this: what if the rice that seems healthy is actually doing the opposite inside your body? Let's begin with a very nutritious rice that's full of fiber: wild rice. Let's talk about wild rice. Even though we call it rice, it's actually not true rice at all. It's the seed of a water plant that grows in parts of North America. But for people managing diabetes, this grain, which looks a lot like rice, might be one of the best options. Wild rice has long, dark grains and a slightly firm texture. The flavor is richer than regular rice, and when it comes to nutrition, it's got a lot to offer. It's naturally gluten-free and has more protein and fiber than most common rice varieties. Its glycemic index is low, usually between 35 and 45, which means it raises your blood sugar much slower. Its glycemic load is low, too, which helps meals feel more balanced and steady, especially for those who need to manage their sugar levels. When you cook about half a cup of wild rice, which weighs close to 3.5 ounces, it has roughly 83 calories. In that serving, you'll find around 0.6 ounces of carbs, a little more than 0.2 ounces of fiber, and about 0.12 ounces of plant-based protein. It also gives you important minerals, about 8% of the daily value for phosphorus, 7% for magnesium, 6% for zinc, and 14% for manganese. These nutrients support your nerves, muscle health, and how well your body responds to insulin. One study showed that wild rice could lower signs of oxidative stress and inflammation in people with metabolic syndrome, which is especially important for those living with diabetes. Swapping white rice for wild rice might even help your body respond better to insulin and lower blood sugar spikes by up to 25% in some cases. Wild rice is also good for your heart, since it's low in sodium and rich in antioxidants that help your blood vessels stay flexible and prevent fat buildup in the arteries. For your nerves, the B vitamins and manganese in wild rice help your nerve cells communicate better and may even slow down diabetic nerve damage. It also supports your kidneys because it has a lower amount of phosphorus compared to its protein content, which means your kidneys don't have to work as hard. And when it comes to digestion, the mix of fiber and resistant starch feeds the good bacteria in your gut and helps things move better through your system. If you know someone living with type 1 or type 2 diabetes, send them this video. Share it on WhatsApp, in your family group, or with a friend. The more people learn about this, the more lives we can help. And if you have diabetes yourself, make sure to stay focused on everything I'm about to show you. Brown basmati rice. Brown basmati rice is another great choice if you want something tasty without giving up on your health. It's known for its nice smell and light flavor, and it helps control blood sugar more effectively, which makes it a good option for people who need to be careful with glucose levels. Unlike white rice, brown basmati keeps the outer layer of the grain, which is packed with fiber, minerals, and protective plant compounds. Because of that, its glycemic index stays lower, usually between 50 and 55, which is better than most rice types, especially white rice. When you stick to the right portion, it also has a more balanced glycemic load, which means it won't cause those fast sugar spikes right after you eat. When you prepare half a cup of cooked brown basmati rice, which weighs about 3.5 ounces, it gives you roughly 108 calories. In that portion, there are around 0.78 ounces of carbs, a bit more than 0.02 ounces of fiber, and about 0.08 ounces of protein. It also provides good amounts of selenium, close to 11% of the daily recommendation, about 7% magnesium, and 30% manganese. These minerals support your blood vessels, improve nerve communication, and help your body make better use of insulin. In one study with people who have type 2 diabetes, those who replaced white rice with brown basmati rice were able to control their blood sugar better and even lowered their A1C levels by up to 10% after 3 months. For heart health, this rice contains compounds like lignans and phenols that can help reduce bad cholesterol and improve the flexibility of arteries. In your nervous system, magnesium and manganese work together to protect the nerves and strengthen the signals they send. Because brown basmati rice is low in sodium and has a moderate amount of phosphorus, it's also easier on your kidneys and avoids putting too much strain on them. The fiber it contains keeps your digestion regular and helps feed the good bacteria in your gut, which has a direct link to how sensitive your body is to insulin. Just keep in mind that even though brown basmati rice is much better than white rice, it still contains carbs. So it's smart to stick to half a cup of cooked rice and watch how your blood sugar reacts in the first 1 or 2 hours after eating. Red jasmine rice. Let's talk about red jasmine rice. This rice doesn't just stand out because of its color, but also because of what it offers for your health, especially if you live with diabetes. It's a whole grain that carries some impressive natural compounds. One of the key things about red jasmine rice is that it contains anthocyanins, the same types of pigments found in red fruits like blueberries. These compounds work as antioxidants, helping protect your cells from oxidative stress, a problem that tends to damage blood vessels and nerves over time, something many people with diabetes deal with. Compared to white jasmine rice, red jasmine has a lower glycemic index, usually between 55 and 60. This means it raises your blood sugar more slowly. In about half a cup of cooked red jasmine rice, which weighs close to 3.5 ounces, you get around 110 calories, about 0.8 ounces of carbs, and roughly 0.05 ounces of fiber. While it's not the richest source of fiber, that small amount already helps slow down digestion and can keep blood sugar spikes in check after meals. There's something else worth noting. Those anthocyanins also seem to support insulin sensitivity, meaning they may help your body use insulin better. One study found that people who eat rice varieties rich in anthocyanins saw up to a 23% drop in their blood sugar after meals when compared to those who ate white rice. When it comes to your heart, this rice may help lower LDL cholesterol, the type often called bad. And it also supports flexible blood vessels, which is important because people with diabetes are more likely to face heart problems. Red jasmine rice also gives your nervous system a boost, thanks to its manganese content. A full cup of cooked rice has about 0.02 ounces of manganese, which is around 30% of the daily amount your body needs. This mineral plays a role in how nerves send signals and helps protect cells from oxidative damage. Your kidneys can benefit too. The natural antioxidants in this rice may ease the pressure on kidney tissues, which can slow down early-stage kidney issues. It also brings in small amounts of magnesium and phosphorus, about 6% and 8% of your daily need, which support digestion and feed the helpful bacteria in your gut. If you're thinking about adding it to your meals, one easy idea is to serve half a cup of cooked red jasmine rice with steamed broccoli and grilled salmon. This combo gives you fiber, protein, and healthy fats, which help your body absorb sugar more slowly. Since this rice takes longer to digest, it can also help curb hunger and support a healthy weight, something that's crucial for anyone managing diabetes. A common belief is that all colorful rice types are equally good for you, but that's not quite true. Red jasmine rice has a higher concentration of anthocyanins than regular brown rice, which gives it an edge when you're trying to keep your blood sugar steady and protect your heart. Just make sure to keep an eye on your portion size and check your blood sugar about 1 to 2 hours after eating, so you'll have a better idea of how your body reacts to it. Forbidden rice. Now, let's move on to black rice. This type of rice grabs attention because of its deep color, but what it does for your health goes way beyond looks. It's one of the most nutrient-packed rice varieties out there, especially helpful for those who need to manage their blood sugar. Back in the day, black rice was something only emperors in China were allowed to eat. The dark color comes from a very high amount of anthocyanins, the same antioxidants found in blueberries. These powerful compounds help shield your blood vessels, nerves, kidneys, and even your eyes from oxidative stress, which is the kind of long-term damage that can quietly make diabetes complications worse over time. Black rice has a glycemic index between 42 and 45, and its glycemic load is low too. That makes it a safer pick than white or sticky rice when your goal is to manage blood sugar levels. Half a cup of cooked black rice, which weighs around 3.5 ounces, provides about 160 calories. It also has roughly 1.2 ounces of carbohydrates, close to 0.08 ounces of fiber, and about 0.18 ounces of plant-based protein. That fiber helps slow digestion, keeping your blood sugar from rising too quickly after a meal. On top of that, black rice gives you iron, about 6% of your daily needs, as well as magnesium and phosphorus, with around 8 and 10% respectively. These nutrients help move oxygen through the body, support nerve function, and assist your kidneys in their filtering role. One study found that switching from refined white rice to black rice helped people lower their blood sugar by as much as 22% after meals. That's a major win for anyone who's working to keep their glucose under control. What makes black rice even more interesting is the way it helps with insulin action. The anthocyanins reduce inflammation and also improve how insulin communicates with cells, which can reduce insulin resistance. For your heart, black rice may help prevent plaque from building up in your arteries and improve circulation. It also supports the nervous system, with vitamin E and manganese helping nerves send messages more efficiently, which could slow down diabetic nerve damage. The kidneys benefit too, since black rice helps reduce oxidative stress in the nephrons, those tiny filters inside your kidneys. And thanks to its fiber content, this rice also supports gut health, which we now know plays a big role in keeping blood sugar stable. You can usually find black rice in health food stores or order it online. Just be careful with how much you eat. Because it's more filling than regular rice, it's easy to overeat without noticing. Try sticking with about half a cup of cooked rice per meal, and monitor how your body reacts, especially your blood sugar levels afterward. If you have diabetes, or you're trying to manage your blood sugar in a more natural way, you've probably noticed how different types of rice can directly affect your glucose levels. Even the ones people often consider healthier, like brown rice, wild rice, or quinoa, still have some carbs that need to be carefully controlled. That's where the ketogenic approach can make a big difference. By cutting back a lot on carbs, including regular rice, and making room for foods with a lower glycemic impact, like vegetables, eggs, lean meats, and healthy fats, you can avoid blood sugar spikes, help your body respond better to insulin, and even lose weight in a more steady and consistent way. You also end up feeling fuller for longer, with fewer cravings for sweets, and without the need to feel hungry all the time. If you want to learn how to swap out rice the right way and build a food plan that really works for your health, take a look at the Ketogenic Diet ebook we've linked in the first pinned comment under this video. Cauliflower rice. Let's start with cauliflower rice. Even though it's called rice, it's not real rice. And that's actually the reason it became so popular, especially for people managing diabetes. It's made by grating or blending cauliflower into tiny pieces that look kind of like rice grains. This low-carb option has turned into a handy swap for folks trying to cut down on carbs without giving up meals they enjoy. Cauliflower rice has a very low glycemic index, usually between 10 and 15, meaning it barely affects your blood sugar. Its glycemic load is also close to zero, making it one of the safest picks for anyone trying to keep their glucose steady. Just to give you an idea, 1 cup of white rice has about 1.6 ounces of carbs. Now, if you cook 1 cup of cauliflower rice, which weighs around 3.9 ounces, it ends up with only 25 calories, less than 1/4 ounce of total carbs, and about 0.07 ounces of fiber. That leaves around 0.1 ounce of net carbs. Besides that, it's a decent source of vitamin C, offering more than half of what you need in a day. It also has some vitamin K and folate, both around 9% of the daily value, along with small amounts of potassium, magnesium, and choline. These nutrients support the body in many ways, like protecting against free radicals, helping nerves work right, balancing blood pressure, and even improving how insulin works. Since it's high in fiber and has almost no starch, cauliflower rice gets digested slower, which helps prevent those sugar spikes after eating. One study showed that swapping regular rice for cauliflower rice could lower the blood sugar response by up to 28% in people with type 2 diabetes. As for heart health, cauliflower has sulfur-based compounds like glucosinolates, which help reduce inflammation in blood vessels and improve cholesterol levels. For nerve support, choline helps build neurotransmitters, which are needed for the brain and nerves to talk to each other. It also supports kidney health, since it's low in both sodium and phosphorus, easing the workload on the kidneys and helping keep fluids in balance. For digestion, the fiber in cauliflower acts like a prebiotic, feeding the good bacteria in the gut. These bacteria not only help break down food better, but may also improve how the body handles insulin. Interestingly, cauliflower rice first became popular among people avoiding carbs, but now it's found in lots of restaurant menus, and even in frozen meals made for people looking to lose weight or control diabetes. One thing to keep in mind is that cauliflower rice has very few calories, so by itself, it might not keep you full for long. That's why it's a good idea to pair it with a source of protein or healthy fat to make your meal more balanced and satisfying. Quinoa rice. Now, let's look at another option that, like cauliflower rice, isn't really rice either. But for people with diabetes, it might actually be even better. Quinoa is technically a seed, but it has one of the most complete nutrient profiles among plant-based foods. That's why many people see it as one of the best rice alternatives for blood sugar control. Quinoa's glycemic index is between 50 and 53, and its glycemic load stays low, especially when eaten in proper portions. One big reason quinoa stands out is because it has all 9 essential amino acids the body needs, something you won't find in rice or wheat. These amino acids support muscle maintenance, hormone production, and insulin balance. Half a cup of cooked quinoa, which weighs about 3.9 ounces, contains around 111 calories, about 0.7 ounces of carbs, just under 1/10 of an ounce of fiber, and about 1/7 of an ounce of protein. It also provides a good amount of magnesium, about 15% of what you need in a day, along with 8% of your iron needs, 13% of phosphorus, and a solid 27% of manganese. These nutrients help insulin work properly, assist with oxygen transport in the blood, support communication between nerves, and repair cells throughout the body. Some research shows that adding quinoa to meals can reduce blood sugar spikes by up to 20%, which is great news for people dealing with high blood sugar or prediabetes. Quinoa also helps the heart thanks to its magnesium content and plant compounds that relax blood vessels and lower blood pressure. Its antioxidants and B vitamins help fight oxidative stress, which can harm nerves and lead to complications. The kidneys also benefit from quinoa, since it's low in sodium and high in antioxidants, reducing the risk of cell damage in the kidneys. The fiber in quinoa supports gut health by keeping things moving and feeding the good bacteria in your digestive system. These bacteria then make substances that help the body use insulin more effectively and keep sugar levels in check. Some people think quinoa is like other grains that quickly raise blood sugar, but that's not accurate. Because of how it's made up, quinoa is actually safer than many common grains when it comes to managing glucose. Here's a fun fact. NASA once picked quinoa as a food for long space missions because of its rich nutrient content and complete protein. That just shows how powerful it is as a food, even beyond Earth. In terms of feeling full, quinoa can be more satisfying than other grains and help you stay full longer. Still, portion size is important. The best bet is to stick with half a cup of cooked quinoa, and always check your blood sugar to see how your body responds. Next, as promised, we're going to walk through a few recipes, each made with the type of rice we've just talked about. One will be a simple version, and the other a little more detailed, all designed to help support better blood sugar control and overall health for people with diabetes. These recipes are packed with nutrients, low on the glycemic index, and give you a good mix of protein, fiber, and important minerals. They also skip ingredients that could make blood sugar harder to manage. Here's a helpful tip when cooking certain types of whole grain rice, like wild or red rice, which take longer to soften. Soak the grains for about 20 to 30 minutes before cooking. This makes them easier to chew, cuts the cooking time, and can help digestion, especially for older folks or those with sensitive stomachs. Each recipe will be explained clearly, with easy steps you can follow at home in your daily routine. Let's get into it. Wild rice. Let's start with a simple and healthy recipe. Cooked wild rice. To make it, rinse half a cup of wild rice and soak it for 20 minutes to help with digestion. Then, cook it in boiling water using a ratio of 3 cups of water for every cup of rice. Let it simmer for about 45 minutes, or until the grains are soft but still hold their shape. Wild rice is a good source of fiber and minerals like manganese and phosphorus, which help with blood sugar balance and kidney health. Try not to overdo the salt. Instead, go for fresh herbs like parsley or thyme to add flavor without raising blood pressure. Now, for a more complete and hearty dish, you can make what I'd call a wild rice bowl with veggies and chicken. Start by cooking the rice as mentioned above, but this time use homemade vegetable broth with no added salt. In a separate pan, sauté chopped onions, garlic, diced carrots, red bell pepper, and zucchini. Add shredded or cubed chicken breast, seasoned with herbs like rosemary and black pepper, and cook until done. Then, stir in the cooked wild rice and top with chopped cashews for some crunch and a bonus source of healthy fats. This combo delivers fiber, lean protein, antioxidants, and minerals that can help improve insulin sensitivity and reduce those post-meal sugar spikes. Some people think wild rice is too tough or has a bitter taste, but if you soak it first and cook it the right way, it turns out tender, with a slightly nutty flavor that's actually really tasty. It's a good idea to measure your portion after cooking and keep an eye on how your body reacts to it after meals. Brown basmati rice. If you're looking for something easy to make, brown basmati rice is a great pick. Just rinse about half a cup of rice and cook it with 1 tablespoon of coconut oil or olive oil in 2 cups of water. Let it simmer for around 20 minutes until all the water is gone. This whole grain version keeps its outer layer, which is full of fiber, and helps slow down how fast sugar enters your blood. That makes it a good choice for managing blood sugar levels. You can add natural seasonings like turmeric and a bit of ginger, both of which help fight inflammation and are helpful for people with diabetes. Now, if you're in the mood for something with more flavor, you can try baked brown basmati rice with vegetables and lean meat. Ground turkey breast or lean ground beef like sirloin works well. Sauté it with chopped onion, garlic, tomato, and bell pepper. Then mix in the cooked brown basmati rice. Add some chopped peas, carrots, and zucchini, and stir in a bit of shredded Minas cheese, which is low in fat and sodium. Put everything into a medium-sized baking dish and bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes, just until the top gets a nice golden crust. This dish gives you a balanced mix of slow-digesting carbs, protein to help your muscles, and fiber to help keep you full and support healthy blood sugar levels. It also contains minerals that are important for nerve health. If you want a quick idea for a balanced meal, try serving half a cup of cooked brown basmati rice with sautéed green beans and grilled chicken breast. This combo brings together fiber and protein along with the carbs, which helps slow down digestion and leads to better blood sugar after meals. A lot of people think brown basmati rice tastes dry or bland, but when you cook it with herbs or add a splash of lemon juice, it really brings out the flavor and becomes a tasty part of a diabetes-friendly meal. Red jasmine rice. Red jasmine rice isn't as common, but it's packed with benefits. For a simple version, rinse half a cup of rice and cook it in 2 cups of water for about 30 to 35 minutes. This type of rice keeps its outer bran layer, which is loaded with antioxidants and fiber that help keep your blood sugar steady. Adding a splash of lemon juice and some fresh herbs like mint or cilantro at the end can boost the taste and add anti-inflammatory effects too. If you want something more special, red jasmine rice with shrimp and vegetables is a great option. Start by sautéing onion, garlic, green bell pepper, and tomato. Add cleaned shrimp and season everything with turmeric and black pepper. Then, stir in the cooked red jasmine rice and mix everything well. Finish it off with a few fresh basil leaves on top. This meal brings in lean protein from the shrimp, antioxidants from the rice, and veggies, and enough fiber to slow down how fast your body absorbs the carbs, which helps keep blood sugar stable. Black rice. Black rice has a slightly sweet taste and a dark color that comes from a high amount of antioxidants called anthocyanins. For a simple version, rinse half a cup and cook it in 2 cups of water for about 35 to 40 minutes. You can season it with garlic, onion, and a bit of black pepper, which may help reduce inflammation, especially for people managing diabetes. A fuller meal idea is black rice with roasted vegetables and lean meat. Roast eggplant, zucchini, bell pepper, and onion with a light drizzle of olive oil, a little salt, and some rosemary for 30 minutes. While that's roasting, cook your black rice and prepare chunks of chicken or lean beef sautéed with simple seasonings. Mix everything together and serve it with some leafy greens like arugula or watercress, which also support blood sugar control and heart health. This mix of antioxidants, fiber, lean protein, and healthy fats makes it a full meal for someone managing diabetes. Another easy way to enjoy black rice is by serving half a cup of it with sautéed spinach and grilled tofu. This plant-based combo is high in fiber, filling, and helps keep your blood sugar steady. Some people think black rice is sticky or heavy like glutinous rice, but that's not the case. It actually has a lower glycemic index and more helpful nutrients. Quinoa rice. Even though quinoa isn't actually a type of rice, it works well as a substitute. A basic way to prepare it is to cook half a cup of quinoa in 1 cup of water for about 15 minutes, until the water is absorbed. You can season it with lemon juice, a pinch of salt, and some fresh herbs like parsley or green onion. Quinoa is a great source of complete protein and fiber, both of which help stabilize blood sugar levels. For something a bit more complex, try quinoa rice with vegetables and grilled turkey. Sauté carrots, peas, zucchini, and onion, then mix them with the cooked quinoa. Serve it with thin slices of grilled turkey breast, seasoned with herbs. This mix offers high-quality protein, fiber to keep you full longer, and minerals like magnesium and manganese, which help regulate insulin and support nerve health. A solid meal idea for people with diabetes is half a cup of cooked quinoa with roasted bell peppers and grilled turkey slices. This combo has enough fiber and protein to slow digestion and help you feel full longer. Cauliflower rice. Cauliflower rice is made by grating or processing a medium head of cauliflower and steaming it for about 5 to 7 minutes, just until it's soft but not mushy. You can sauté some chopped garlic in olive oil and mix it in with a little salt for flavor. This option has almost no complex carbs, which makes it great for tighter blood sugar control. Plus, it adds antioxidants and fiber. If you're in the mood for something more filling, try cauliflower rice with vegetables and scrambled eggs. Sauté onion, tomato, zucchini, and carrot. Then stir in the steamed cauliflower rice. Pour in some beaten eggs and cook while stirring until the eggs are done. Finish with fresh chopped herbs. This dish is packed with protein and fiber, low in carbs, and helps keep blood sugar levels steady while giving you energy and fullness. A simple meal idea is to sauté 1 cup of cauliflower rice with chopped spinach and garlic in olive oil. Then serve it with grilled chicken or fish. It's a flavorful dish, full of nutrients, and won't spike your blood sugar. Every one of these recipes was created to support your health, using foods that have a low glycemic index, plenty of fiber, lean protein, and antioxidants that help manage blood sugar and lower the chances of diabetes complications. They're also easy to prepare and taste good, so eating well doesn't feel like a chore. So it's clear that rice doesn't need to be off-limits for someone with diabetes. The real issue isn't the rice itself, it's how you choose to prepare and combine it. When you learn how to choose the right kind of rice and pair it with other foods that help manage blood sugar, like fiber and protein sources, everything starts to work better. For example, switching white rice for brown rice, parboiled rice, or even cauliflower rice, and always building your plate with a good salad and a source of protein can help slow down how fast your blood sugar rises after meals. This tip works whether you already have type 2 diabetes or you're just starting to see signs of prediabetes and want to stop it from getting worse. And if you've made it this far, that's a great sign. It means you truly care about your health. Let me know in the comments by writing, "I made it to the end because I want to manage my blood sugar." When I see your message, I'll leave a little heart on it, so you know I read it. And right now, there's another video popping up on your screen with even more simple tips to help you eat better and take care of your diabetes every day. Tap that video and go watch it. You're really going to enjoy it.